Hi guys, we forgot to get the recording going earlier, but what we got is a bathroom project. We're putting in a 4-foot shower, and what was here, I don't know what was here. The homeowner removed it. They did the gutting and then they stopped, but the drain is right there. You see it's 1.5 inches to 2. I thought it was 2, so I bought 2-inch fittings. We gotta downgrade it here, but what I think I'm going to do is I notch this out, and this is right over the plate, so I'm not concerned on my floor joist too much. Here's a wall, so I'm not hurting structure, and this is sitting on a wall. So we just put a couple of these bridges in. We did a bridge here. We're going to have to do one flat here because of the pipes and everything in the way, and then I want to put a long sweep elbow right here and bring the drain over to here in the center. We're going to put a 4-foot shower in. So over here they've done some changes. I want to cut this down below these fittings, put 2 ball valves in, bring it up with PEX, a new valve, new shower head. We got to fix a little framing. This size is almost 50 inches, so it's a little too big. And then here we got a bunch of fittings, a bunch of them back there, and I want to probably unsweat that, take that off, put a new valve on. New valves here for the sink. That's the toilet. This GFI is fine, but we're going to extend on that. We're going to go up over the ceiling, come down below the window, and they want an outlet right here in the center of the window. And this has 220 electric heat. And over here is our 220 thermostat. This is our, I got to remember which is which here. This is our overhead fan. We're going to be installing a new fan up here. We got to vent it outside. See the old vent? Went bad and was just blowing up in the attic. And then here, this is our sconce. These are old. We're going to be putting a new sconce up there, a single, and get rid of this and clean up this wire. They had butchered the studs here pretty bad. We're going to be replacing that. But the homeowner says, can I replace this faucet in this back bathroom? So we just placed that in, and this is loose. And if I tighten it up, the handle will stick out too far. So I just made this out of a 1x deck board. See if this fits in there all right. I hope it's the right size. It clears the valve okay. And then check that out. Now I can go in there and tighten that faucet up, and this is going to stay square and tight. So we're going to tighten up the 2 screws to put the escutcheon cover on. Actually, the escutcheon cover is on. And then we're going to install the anti-scald valve, which is a 2-piece gear. Then we got to put the handle on. This has 2 shutoffs, and those are ball valves, so those are fine. What I did is I just cut the pipe on and put new thread tape on the fittings and installed the new faucet. This is the old one, and they said it leaked, never shut off, kind of dripped, you know. And we're replacing it basically with the same thing. And we're going to be putting, Dawson's going to help me on this job. What we got over here is we don't have an inside corner, so we got to do an inside corner. We're going to be shimming this wall in so it's 48. We're going to come across the ceiling here, and this all looks pretty good until you get behind the door. And we got no inside corners. We got to do something about this. And this inside corner up there, I don't know what's going on, but we got to clean that up so it's square. We're going to be putting a stud down through here so we got a wall. And what I'm going to do, I'll probably get rid of this. It's kind of getting too crowded. I'll probably put a double box in. This is up awful high. That's really high off the floor. I wonder why. It's super high. That's 52.5 at the top. It's usually down, I like them somewhere 42 to 48. If the wire's long enough on these, which this one isn't. I'm going to see what I can do to clean it up anyway. And then, so we're adding an outlet that'll be off the GFI. We're going to put a new valves in. They're going to they are going to reinstall the vanity. reinstall the toilet. But the whole object is to do a 4-foot shower, and that's what we're doing with new plumbing. And then we're going to put water resistant drywall. We got some, we're going to go get some more. We'll bring in a lift. See, we got to do something about the, got no inside corner up here either. Gotta fix that. Got a little bit of framing to do. And we're going to be putting in insulation on the whole walls, everything. And then we're going to be putting a vapor barrier on. And then we got to put the vent, I already mentioned that, on the fan light, and it's got a night light. So we're going to be putting a triple switch over here. And so we'll put a triple for the fan light, night light, and then the switch in the same box to turn on the sconce light. The electric heat will stay alone, that's fine. And we've got to, like I said, do the drain, get the drain in the proper location. The shower's been in here since the 60s or 70s, and they said it worked fine, so all I'm going to do is a long sweep elbow. We're not changing anything. And we're going to be putting plywood back down. And the tub is going to be, they purchased it. It's, how many years ago did they say? 10? Quite a while. They were going to do it and just finally got around to it now. But yeah, we're going to do a 4-foot shower stall and follow along. So now I'm just tightening this up. See, I've got about a 1/2 inch of spacing. Before it had like 1.5 inches, which is pretty ugly. And that looks okay. And just tighten this up. And let me go back around. Okay, this is chrome, and they said this sticks or something. I don't know. I don't think it does, but this will match anyway. This one's threaded on. Some units have the pipe out. You unscrew here and you pull it off. Some are plastic. This is brass. This pipe in here, I think, is 1/2 inch cast. I think. So what you do, not to trash them too bad. If it gets ruined, I don't care, because we got 2 of them in them packages, and we're installing a shower. Is you got to unscrew them. Hopefully without breaking that pipe out there. And let's see if this moves here. Can you see it? I hear something moving. I don't hear anything crunching. Now I can see, and the whole pipe's coming out, which is not what I wanted, but let's take this right out now. And the whole thing looks like it's coming out. Like caulk on it or something here. Yeah, see, that's a... See, they caulked the crap out of it. Alright, so we're not going to be able to put a tub spout on this tonight. That's a 5 or 6 inch. Looks like a 6 inch, 1/2 inch nipple, and we gotta get a brass. So we gotta pick up. This is cast iron, and we gotta replace it. See the rust in there? So you see down here. So we gotta replace it with a brass one. But for tonight, I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put this right back on, and then we'll get a new one for that one. And what I should do, let's measure the length of that so I get the right size. We just measured that and it was 6 inches long. But because there's several kids in the house, I don't know how many's here, I don't want them to turn that faucet on tonight and have a little flood back there. I can turn the water off, but there's 3 bathrooms in the house. But I think there's 4 kids, 2 adults, so I think they might want this shower. So this will work until we get the new one in. I'll screw that right back on there. And what I want to do is go turn them shut-off valves. And what we'll do is I don't think I'm going to crank that tight. I think I'll just put more tape on and do it loosely. I don't want to put it back on with a wrench. Usually you want to go like 4 turns of tape, but I think I'm going to do a little bit more. And I'm just going to hand tighten this tonight so that if they decide they're going to use it, they probably take a shower anyway, but if they decide to use it, see if I can get it out there just enough to say so here. Good enough. And we're going to go turn the valves on, test this to see if the temperature balancing works. And when I turn this on, that's cold and that's hot and off. Let's go test that. Okay, I just turned the hot and cold on. You can hear it trickling in there. But what I wanted to do is test these fittings that I worked on. Make sure there's no nothing dripping here. This looks great. So what we have to do is go in and adjust that temperature sensor. So we took the handle off and I took off the Phillips screw. And when you turn the lever off, see how this is slightly past the vertical? So it must be off a click because it drips. So what we need to do is we can't go any further with a stop. So this might be out by 180 degrees. You turn it over, you know. I wasn't in here, but you saw the water flow, right? It was trickling. How much trickling was it doing?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. And so I didn't buy this faucet. The box was open. There was a second box open. He bought these a long time ago and the boxes are opened. They both of them say Moen Caldwell on them and they're different. One of them is a female thread, one is a male thread, and they're the Moen Caldwell. So I'm not sure how many parts have been moved, if adjusted, start to install, turn the knob, pull it. I don't know. This thing could be way out of whack. So what we got is this one, and this is a gear. I had them lined up like that so that they were even like that. But we probably have to turn this. I don't know if I can do it by hand. Almost. We'll get a little pair of pliers and turn that. All right, we got that back together. Now I want to test the temperature. We're going to let that run a second for the cold. And then I might as well just turn it right over to hot. It's full hot. We got the same volume, so that's what I'm happy about. We got more water pressure than that, but it hasn't cycled yet. And it's hot. Feel that, Dawson. Now put the back side of your hand. I don't have a thermometer in here, but you want it no hotter than 120. They're pretty hot.
Yeah.
Alright, that's like super hot. So what we gotta do, guys, we gotta take it all back apart. Is we're going to turn that stop so it doesn't go all the way over this time. Okay, so I took the stop off and we're going to take, these are gear driven, so we just take them, pull them out. That was so hot it kind of burnt my hand, and I can handle hot water, so I'm going to move it about 1, 2, 3, it's about 4 clicks. And we're going to just put this back on and test it again. And full hot, we don't want it scalding. I think the water heater should be set at 120, but it might be hotter than that. Okay, so now I don't have to put the handle all the way on, and I just want to turn this on. Let me out of here. Now we're going to turn this all on hot, all the way over. And then that is real hot. I wonder when he's got his water heater on. If that thing's cranking, then I don't want to back it off that far. But see, if you look up here with the handle on, you see how it hits our stop? And it won't go any hotter. Right now it'll kill you. It's hot. So we're going to take it back apart. I'm not going to mess with his water heater because he didn't complain about it. So there's a lot of kids in the house. I don't want them scalded. You definitely don't want it on your skin. You get it on your hands, it's a different story. So we take this off. We're going to go farther. We went 4 clicks. So now I want to go all the way over here. Test that. Go too far, we'll get warm water, and warm can't take a shower with that. So let's turn this on again. See how this handle doesn't go all the way over anymore? It used to go all the way here, so we're losing air.
Oh, that's better.
I think what I'm going to do is leave it there, and then I'll come up and I'll do something like this. Yeah, see, that's nice, and then I'll just keep going till I like it. I like a hot shower. I also like a cold shower. I want it hot. Melt the dirt off there, right? I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. That's pretty good. And just make sure the handle lock is down all the way. It is. Take our little wrench. There's a little bit of blue thread locker on that. Goes up through the bottom of this. Hopefully we won't drop it down in the drain. Go straight up. Okay, so what we got to get is just the 6-inch, half-inch long, or half-inch, 6-inch long nipple for the tub spout, and thread sealant. And this job will be done in here. And probably what I'll do is I'll probably put a little more caulk behind there. They caulked the crap out of it, and I don't want to start scraping and scratch this, so I'll probably just put a little dab of caulk when I put that in tomorrow. So this is fixed, guys. Let's go on to the next step. Okay, guys, what I want to do is, this is that shower valve, and we just did the other shower valve that we didn't know we were going to do. Let's might as well do this to stay on the plumbing. You see, somebody put in these fittings, so they might have replaced this faucet at one time. And what I'm going to do is cut it. There's some hole here, I don't know why, in the closet in the other room there. So let's use that for water access. That can be cut out and put a panel on, and they can reach in here, and I could put some shut-off valves and come on them that way, and then we can mount them in here like this. They can reach them from in there. But what I like to do is just take like a sanding block or emery paper. Don't hit it very hard, but just get it clean before you cut it. Get it all shiny. Do it on both of them. And then I won't bore you with cutting the pipes, but what we're going to do is the homeowner wanted to use these shark bites, which I've used them. They work. They don't leak. I just don't know the longevity, but because it's in a closet and you can get to it, that's all I worry about. I never want to seal one inside of a wall, but got these pretty shiny clean, and I'm just going to take a couple of these, whichever one's sharper here, and cut these pipes off, and we'll figure that they can reach in there, so I'll come up about whatever height here and do it like that. So I won't bore you with this, though. We'll cut these. Alright, before I cut this other one, I don't know how much water's in that, but that cut pretty good. Doesn't feel sharp or anything, but always take your sandpaper round over that edge a little bit. Make sure there's no burrs on it. And you see how clean that is? You don't want to leave like marks on it. You don't want ugly looking solder and crap. You gotta be clean. Inside here, they have an O-ring and they got that little grip guard, and you don't want to tear it. So the easiest way to turn it off is down. So I'll try to always do it this direction. And these always go on with 2 clicks. And you can pre-mark it to right around 3/4 of an inch to 7/8. You see how that just sits on there? You throw your thumb up there, you know it's got to go down that far. But listen and watch, and you can get it. 1, too. See, that's all the way down. Then turn your valve off. And there we go. And see, this can turn. They can reach it, you know. So that's the way I want to mount them. We're going to shim this wall in almost an inch and something. So we're going to have plenty of room for them valves. And I'm just going to do the other one. Just about got it, but I put a rag around it so we don't get a lot of water debris here. There we go. We got a floor below split level ranch. It's got a drop ceiling and a tile floor, so I'm not too worried about the water, but I just don't want to make a mess with it. And then same thing here. So we're on the hook, so we just make sure there's no burrs on that. Really important steps. I just wanted to show you that. Take the time to look at your pipe fitting, and if it's an old copper pipe, sometimes the pipes have frozen if somebody turned the heat off, whatever, whoever owned the house. Just check to make sure it's round, and this is super round. It's never been froze. Same thing, check your valve, and I'd like to have it turn off down, so I would be mounted it in backwards this way, but these swivel. Same thing, make sure you got your double click, just set it. I feel it. One. And I heard the second one. Let's make sure this pipe's kind of in my way. Get over there. And it's down. She's down. And like I said, the proper way, I guess, which they don't really tell you in instructions much here, is if you measure your pipe, you want to be about 7/8, and then just go ahead and put a little mark with a marker on it. And that's definitely down. So I'll be turning this one over here, and then now we're just going to take all this out of here. All right, water's on, valves are in, they're adjustable like that, whatever. So now I'm going to go ahead and take all this copper out of here. We're going to put PEX in, new valve and everything. All right, they gave me a box of parts. It's a new faucet. I hope everything's in there. It's a Moen Caldwell. It said on it, right? A Caldwell spot resist. So what we got to do now is we're going to go ahead, do the plumbing for it. This is backwards. This is a sweat or a female thread we need to put this one back to PEX. That one up here was a male thread, and that was also a Caldwell. It was right here. So it's kind of odd that the Moen makes the same thing. Alright guys, homeowner wanted me to use shark bites, and I haven't used them inside of a wall, but as I said over there, that's an access panel in the closet. If that was like a bedroom wall, I'd say no, don't do it. If the wall's accessible, I'm okay with it. So I've got shark bites. Now, this is different from that faucet up there. You see that female? This is a male. They're both a Caldwell Moen, and the only difference is in the part number. One's a SR, I guess. Let's see, ESPN SRN. I'm not really sure what that is. I haven't come across that. But this is a faucet, and what we got to do is you look for the up. That goes to the shower head. The down goes to the tub. We're installing a shower, so we have to buy a cap that goes over this. I didn't know that he wanted me to install a second faucet, so I didn't buy this part. I bought a male like most of them are. So what we're going to use is we're going to do a shark bite like this. We're going to do a shark bite elbow, 290s. We're going to do a drop ear elbow, which is 1/2 inch, and that's going to be at the shower head. We're going to buy a brass plug tonight, and then right here we're going to use these. I'm glad I found them. I bought one or the other because he texted me and said that it was a male, and I'm like, really? And he tried texting me a photo, and I didn't get it. But so what you do is you do the thread tape and pipe dope, put these on. Put these on. That's what we're going to do, guys. And then this is going to give us what we need to assemble. Oh, there we got a whole roll of PEX pipe, 1/2 inch. And we don't have to do the crimps. We're going to end up doing something like that. The center between those pipes are somewhere in the 8-inch range. They look wider than that. So we got to get the proper length to make that work. And then we probably have to put a pipe strap to the wall so they don't hammer. And that's it. All right, here's our valve with all the fittings on, and I'm going to put pipe dope on this one too tomorrow, but I got to get a cap for it, and a female cap. And then I marked here 42 inches, and that's be comfortable height. Before it was way up, and I don't like it up near my face. You bend over and get the soap, you smash your eye into it, you know. I'd rather have it down a little bit. And so 42 is good. We got a piece of pipe here we'll put in. We'll take the tape measure. You got that handy? We're coming up, we're marked somewhere around 7/8 of an inch or so. And you don't have to do this, you just got to pay attention. When you go into your valve, you have Dawson's assistance. The problem with the pipe on the coil is it has that kind of memory. You got to kind of, but make sure your pipe's cut pretty square. And well, actually, see, this has been beat on a little bit. See, look at this. Not sure I want to use that. See them little tiny marks? Now, when they go into a fitting, you got to make sure they're perfect. I'm going to say we're not going to use this one, guys. So we'll get some off the roll here. And start it behind here. There's no nicks or nothing. New roll. And they're new on the roll. I'm getting dirt here somewhere. I don't want dirt in our valve. We'll do the same thing. We'll do about 7/8. Got a big tape measure for that, but somewhere in that range. And like I said, just pay attention when you go in. Touch it, and you want 2 clicks. And just pay attention to that. 1. And we got 1. See, there's my mark. There, 2. Hear that? That went in, my line disappeared. So there's one side, and we want to come up to the 42. We're going to bring our valve, and then we need a 90 degree there. And we're going to use a shark bite coming across here, and it's our same 7/8 of an inch. So I want to come in here. I want it about there. So we're going to take our line, bring this around. We'll come down to 7/8 of an inch. Like that. You got a little flexibility on these, but and then get your PEX cutter as square as you can. I roll it, and then it's pretty square that way. Take our shark bite. Make sure your little inside washer's inside. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm so used to not marking them, you know, but 7/8. And then I usually use a marker, but I'm too lazy to go out to the truck and grab one. So we'll go down to touch. After they touch, you got approximately 3/8 or whatever. But there's 1. Now 1 more. There, 2. Hear it? I can hear it. And then bring that back up. See, we're coming across on my line. I like. Now we do the pipe too. All right, now I got a nice cutoff piece. Check for square on it. That's not too bad. Now that's down. That's up. Shower head. This will be the cold side. 1, 2, hear it? Now we bring this up, and we don't know where the center of our shower is at this point, but as long as it gives us a little wiggle room, I'll be happy with that. So we know that the shower outside was 34. 17 is about in the middle. So as long as our valve's in the middle and I don't cut my pipe so long that I can't move it, in other words, bring the pipe up over here a little bit, that'll give me 1.5 inches of play. I can put a little block of wood. I don't want to go ahead and do the faucet in the center of this till I start knowing what the surround's going to look like and how much room I have. Alright, so I think I got this where I want it, guys. This should line up 16 inches off the back wall, which is where the drain's going to be at 16 inches. So now we just click this together. Make sure your pipe is square, no burrs. Double click in. I'll lean on this stud so I get some force, but let's listen. 1, 2, hear it? Click, click. And then we'll do this side, which over here I left us 1 inch, 1.5 inches so that we can move this slightly. Just in case there's a rib on that back wall. I haven't seen it. He's got it up in a barn or something in storage. So I just want to allow this to make it work. Let's get 2 clicks. 1, 2. Hear that? Nice. So now this will go this way. We're going to shim this wall in. By using this PEX pipe allows me to do this, guys. See how much movement we can do? And then what we'll do is we'll put a framing piece in like this, and so that we can screw it right to it. This gives you 2 screws here, 2 screws there, so I can screw it against a piece of wood, make this really rugged. Now what we got to do is we're going to do the shower head. The old shower head was this height, and he said he liked it. So let's do the same thing. We'll measure from there to here and cut our pipe, but instead of cutting it straight, I want to do this. It gives me a little bit of play in it. This is a drop ear elbow. It gives you 3 spots to screw it on so that when you put it up on whatever you decide, which this might be what we use, what we do is you can yank, it'd go this way, but you yank down on it and it won't pull out. You put a lot of pressure on it, it won't pull out. 2 clicks again. 1, 2. Hear that? Nice. Then we're gonna put it like right about there, so the top of the ear lines up with that. I'm gonna put a little flex in this line, and I already pre-measured and I come up with like 38 inches. So let's do that. Again, check your end for square. Dawson cut that. He did a nice job. First one. And then I'm gonna put that in. We're gonna feel it start like that. 1, 2. Hear that click? Then we're gonna bring this up. And because it's a drop ear, it does not have to be straight up and down plumb. Because it's a thread, it doesn't matter. But we bring this up as high as we can get it. And let's get some screws in that. That's what I like using about them deck screws. These things draw. So I believe that was 16 inches. See that? That should line up real nice with the drain. I'm trying to do the shower head, the drain, and the faucet all at 16 inches. And then we got to push this back. And you got to bring this down level.